Today we're going to be taking a look at the Dboys Mk12 MOD0 AEG airsoft gun. We got this gun for $160 at airsoft.com, and today we're going to be taking a look at both the interior and exterior aspects of this AEG. Included in the box are an Allen key for adjustments and a small Phillips head screwdriver, a safety manual, a small bag of 0.2 gram BBs from TSD, an M3 bipod courtesy of Dboys, an 8.4 volt 1500 milliamp battery, large type, one 250 round high capacity Vietnam style magazine, a cleaning and unjamming tool, a 1-point sling, and the gun itself. The bipod included with the AEG is full metal and is actually very high quality. It's actually heavy and durable to the point of providing a significant amount of weight on the front of the AEG. It has two rubber feet here that really offer good support on a surface but aren't abrasive to more fragile surfaces. Large springs running alongside each foot provide really nice positive conformation when extending the legs of the bipod. Once the legs are out, you can use them in the shorter configuration, or you can extend them. They actually have 5 positions, but the easiest way to extend them is to just push these metal tabs right here, and that's going to cause a spring on the feet to push them all the way down. You can see the spring actually hangs free here. In addition to being durable and full metal, the bipod is a great addition to this gun as it's meant to be a precision AEG. On top here, this claw weaver mount provides a really good mount to the bottom of the gun and can also be adjusted to move around more. If you like your bipod to be very tight on the bottom of the AEG, you can turn in this screw here almost all the way. As you can see, it's very solid right now, but if you loosen it up a little bit, the mount moves around a little bit more, which allows you to mount your AEG on a surface while still maintaining a little bit of lateral flex in the gun to just move it around a little bit to acquire different targets. Overall, the bipod is a really nice addition to this AEG. We expect to be paying $30 to $50 for this as an individual piece of equipment, so it's a really nice addition to this gun. Starting from the front, the gun features an adjustable flash hider that you can change by rotating this metal collar on this threading up here, and it really doesn't serve any purpose. It's just sort of aesthetics. If you like it to cover up the flash hider there, you can loosen it like that, or you can tighten it all the way down and completely expose the flash hider. The orange tip on the front is actually a piece of plastic that's been glued to the metal front of the gun. This gun is a full metal body. This is one of the very few pieces of plastic here. I'm sure if you heated that up, you could pry it off with a screwdriver or a set of pliers. The front post sight here is in addition to being adjustable, you can push in and flip it down if you want to have your own optics on top. It's a good feature if you want to mount a scope, but one of the downsides of it is that the sight is slightly wobbly in all 3 dimensions and can sometimes get a little bit knocked out of place if you're not careful with it. Up here you can see some small Allen key holes to adjust or take off the front sight post. You have the fake gas tube here. Up here, these rails on front, you have 4 pieces of rail. You have one on top, one on the side, one on the bottom, and actually one that's identical to this on the other side. The bottom rail is a little bit offset to the rear from the 2 side rails. These are good for mounting flashlights, lasers, that sort of thing. While the top rail is good for mounting scopes, the bottom is obviously for the bipod, but if you would like to mount a handhold on there, such as a vertical grip, that would definitely be a possibility as well. The reason that this model is slightly different from its sister model is because instead of having rails that run all the way down the sides of the gun in the way that you see rails running down the entire top of the AEG, these small sections of rail here end, and instead you have this tubular body that is solid metal with some holes drilled into it for weight control. You can see here that there are smaller holes along the sides of the tubular body on the grip, and if you wanted to, you can actually use the included Allen key to remove these Allen screws here and actually move this entire section rail back, although it is a very it's sort of a complicated and difficult process that I wouldn't really recommend. Overall, the front of this gun looks really good. It's full metal. There weren't a lot of machining errors, and the sights are accurate and dependable. The middle body here and the main receiver are also full metal as well. Everything from the top rails to the magazine well is made of full metal. One of the things that you're going to see here that's going to really differentiate this from a standard M16 into this Mk12 is the fact that we have a large nylon grip here that really molds to your hand. It's actually extremely comfortable to use and is a vast improvement over the standard M16 grip. The downside of this, however, is that this gun is not suitable for left-handed users, as this grip is molded for the right hand. On top here, we see the shell deflector and a sticker. It just says Boy Airsoft warning and has a couple warning points. It is a sticker. You can take it off. One of the nice things about this gun is it doesn't have engraved trademarks or warnings or safety labels or anything like that. So this sticker can come off. This tag that's just advertising the 7mm gearbox can easily come off as well. Right up here near the ejection port, if you pull back the charging handle, you're going to expose part of the air nozzle and piston system here, as well as a hop-up adjustment wheel. It's clear plastic. This gun does feature a metal hop-up with plastic adjustment wheels. It's a very standard M16 hop-up. All you're going to have to do is turn to adjust. Closing the ejection port is easy as well. You just push in until you hear a click. The rear sight here is also different from the standard M16 model, as you can bring it up and down in the same way that you can adjust the front sight. If you pull back on this metal lever here, the sight is going to pop up. The sight is adjustable as well. All you need to do is turn this wheel here, and you can begin to move the sight back and forth for windage adjustments. The gun also features two different apertures. You have your larger close-in aperture right here, and then you can flip down to go to a longer sight type. Just be aware that you cannot fold down the sight when you have the long-range aperture engaged. You have to switch back to the close quarters aperture, pull back the tab, and snap the sight back in. It's a fairly simple process that one gets used to quickly after owning the AEG for a few days. On the other side, slightly less exciting, there is another safety sticker, but that can easily be removed. The adjustment is not ambidextrous on this gun. It's only featured on the left side, which is another burden for left-handed users. You can also see more of the molded grip that's specially designed for right-handed users here. Switching from safe to semi to auto feels pretty good. It's a solid click. You get good indication of where you're at. You don't find yourself floating between semi and auto very often, and at least right out of the box, it feels fairly durable. One of our main complaints about this gun is the toggle right here that deactivates the bolt catch. It's not functional on this AEG, but unfortunately they've actually milled a hole into the side of the receiver here, so it can actually fall out a long ways, and you'll notice that it has a tendency to flip and make noise and rattle, which is unfortunate considering that really reduces the stealthiness of the user with this gun. You can also see along top, we have full weaver rail here, which is really nice for mounting any length of scope or optic that you could ever want.